Welcome to Punks on Hope podcast. We have both officially gone to the bathroom and we're ready to start recording.
Bio break done.
Bio break done, so we could talk about the intersection of punk rock and mental health. Today's episode is about emotional breakdowns. My name is Mikey Livid.
And I am Joe Clements.
And I'm sure there's more to say, but let's just fucking get to it.
So this topic is awesome because coming into spirituality, I talked about it a little bit, coming into it through like listening to Shelter and Eastern philosophy, and meditation never really stuck. But some friends of mine, they started meditating in the 90s and went on to be teachers. And one of them wrote the book Dharma Punks. And I was really still, even, this Dharma Punks thing, I'm like, yeah, I don't know, and when I was really ready, I feel like I was desperate enough to try meditation. It was through that lens of, okay, all right, I can still listen to Slayer and, or whatever, I can still listen to the Bad Brains and be a meditator, right? Mm-hmm. So just that was cool. And but the more I got into my practice, I really started connecting with music even in a different way, and especially hardcore and punk, but hardcore mostly for me. And my favorite part of hardcore is the fast intensity and then the fucking breakdown. The breakdown is just like, it's super intense and it just goes boom, and the breakdown is just where it kind of lands. And it's almost like my mind is like that. I don't know about you, but I went through a period of time where after my nervous system started regulating and I was giving the mind more space, all of a sudden the mind got really loud. Tons of thoughts, tons of emotions, just because the awareness was there. I wasn't distracting as much. So it was a huge circle pit in a fucking fast verse in my mind, in a sing-along chorus of the repetitive thoughts. But I just kept with it, and then the breakdown would come, and it'd just be like the dropping in. Right, and then landing on the breath, and the samadhi, or whatever we want to call it, the ease would be there. The less I resisted it, So when I listen to music, it's in that same way, and it relates to my practice so much, And I'm curious, like having this topic and this subject. What grabs you? Like for me, like the lyrics are kind of secondhand. I don't even, it's just the feeling of the songs really. And then I get into the lyrics. Yeah.
Like this topic, emotional breakdowns, because I'm not a hardcore kid at all, but I got some favorites. And
you sent me some. I saw your list.
Yeah, they're pretty hardcore. We'll get into that. Yeah. But the breakdown, when we think about emotional breakdown, it's like this lack of stability and lack of hope and lack of okayness. But then in a song, the breakdown's like the pocket. It's like that's where everything comes together, right? And it's like
the bridge of a song. To anybody that is not familiar with the breakdown, it's like the bridge, but it's like comes together.
Yeah, everything just locks in, right? And I think that's kind of true in my experience. I've had to break down emotionally to get to that drop where it's everything's locked in, where it is it's scary sometimes.
Yeah, and some say that's where the healing is, right?
Yeah.
In that breakdown. And being able to be with that breakdown, suffering, that's where the healing is.
And I think I got stories. So how do we want to do this? You got songs, I got songs. How do we want to
I want to hear your story. Let's hear what you got. You had some really cool it's interesting to me that you had Earth Crisis on there.
Well, I'll start.
And it wasn't Firestorm.
No, very specifically. Firestorm's great, but so Earth Crisis, my first song that I'll offer. I'm like I said, I'm not a hardcore kid. Yeah. I'm a Ramones guy.
This is why this is a cool topic too. It's like we come from different genres, really, of the punk, but they intertwine too.
Right, and so I'm like Ramones and Screeching Weasel and all of that, but deep down in me, I've been vegan for like 20 years.
That's right.
I've been sober for 13, and there's
Oh
still a
man,
part of me that has that activist heart,
yeah.
right? And
This
when I
makes sense
hear,
now, man. The breakdown of that Earth Crisis song.
so my first on my list is Earth Crisis to the Death. It came out when it was 2010, I think. I've been sober since
One of the later
2011.
ones. Mhm.
Yeah. And I knew them and owned some of their albums and stuff like that. But that when I was starting to become like sober curious and stuff like that, and like I think they have one song on that album about blowing up meth labs and stuff like that. And it's like freshly sober where there is like a little bit of black
Yeah,
and
you're
white
like,
of like,
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
this,
yeah.
you know? But the last song of that album, To the Death, the breakdown is vegan for life. It's
Vegan
like,
for life, dude. I'm like, when it
for
broke, I'm
life.
like, oh, this is why Mikey likes it 100%.
100%. It was my ringtone on my phone for the longest time. And it was just like, it was people hanging out, and I'm vegan for life. And I don't know. At some point, I probably was a preachy vegan, but I'm not really. But there's something about that, like, I guess pride for what you love and unapologetically. It is kind of corny, I think, maybe, to be like,
It's corny for sure. I mean, the whole straight edge scene like that, right? Like, it's like you look back on it. I mean, but look back, it was kind of corny to me, but actually, it really served a purpose too. It was like, yeah, fuck yeah, we can, first it was like uniting, and then it was like, oh, we're othering. It's like, wait a minute, like blow up the meth lab. All right, yeah, really, come on. But in a sense, it's like, yeah, cool. It's cool not to drink, and that's what I thought I had to do to be cool, was to drink and do drugs, right? So it was like, it was good, and especially in the punk scene, where there is so much drugs and alcohol and shit like that.
Don't you think like corny and cool is an extremely fine line?
Yeah, yeah, and it's dependent.
Because, like, yeah, straight edge, it's kind of corny, but it's kind of cool. Vegan, kind of corny, kind of cool. Dharma punks, Krishnacore, it's kind of corny, kind of cool,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, well, also like listening to Earth Crisis, because I went back and listened to them. It's like a very healthy thing for me because I'm a person with depression, and sometimes there's like a deadening in me around any emotion, anhedonia. And when I could just like crank up some fucking Earth Crisis and get hype, get angry, just fucking go at it, it's like, oh, that's really good for my depression. So like, one, just move around a little bit, but two, feel some of those emotions like anger that are like socially unacceptable, right? It's at least, unless you're in the comment section. But like, yeah, it's like fucking hype ass music that is really good for my nervous system.
I totally agree, and it's like that internalized anger, right, turns into depression, and it's like, but then external, it's like it's problematic in itself. So this is like kind of a controlled, in a sense, right? It's like you get to feel that energy of Earth Crisis or Slayer or like Strife, was one of the bands on my list. But yeah, so it's not just like stuffing it down and just like, yeah, I gotta calm down. And actually, the harder it is sometimes, and the faster it is, the calmer I get. It really does something to my nervous system.
Yeah. So like, I work in treatment centers, and every treatment center I work at, they do martial arts.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that hardcore kicking, dancing, and stuff like that.
It is,
right?
yeah. We call it the Kung Fu crew, we would call them. It was actually
another corny fine line. Huh?
Exactly. That dance is pretty corny.
We're
gonna get hated on.
Well, yeah. but yeah, the anger turned is inward. I think that's what Freud said. Depression is anger turned inward.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
giving that space
yeah.
to
Giving it
let
space.
our sympathetic nervous system activate, so we can drop into a parasympathetic,
Yeah,
and rest and digest. But yeah.
yeah, exactly. And it gives it space to do that. Where yeah, so it doesn't go deeper into the depression or come out the other way too. Yeah. Yeah.
So Strife is up for you.
Yeah, I feel like so this song Blistered, the breakdown on that song is like it's one of those breakdowns that it just fucking pulls you in. It's like it's really fast and then it just fucking this drum solo thing and this scream over it. It's like and then junk junk look into the sky. Or whatever, saying it. I don't even know exactly what he's saying, but it's fucking ripping. Uh, but it again, it's just like, yes, my whole nervous system just kind of sinks into it. But yeah, that song Blistered, I feel like is one of the best breakdowns in hardcore. Yeah.
Leads me to this question: when's the last time you've been in a pit?
Oh
You're like,
God.
oh, but when's like last time you like jumped in or in the pit?
Oh man. I can't even remember. I can't even remember. A long time ago. Maybe early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had to be. Um, I feel like I've kind of like got from one side to the other and just kind of like weaved through a pit a couple times, just like all gone doing, pretending like I'm dancing, but or whatever, slamming, and I'm just like weaving through people to get to the other side, to get my wife or something on the other side. Yeah.
I remember mine as I asked this question. I was in Pensacola. I think my band was playing, but Face to Face was the headliner.
Wow.
And it had to be like 2014.
Yeah.
And I'm somewhat young for a Face to Face crowd. So one of my friends, his name's Big Mike. Big Mike has passed, but Big Mike was Big Mike. He was a big dude, and he just took me and just threw me into the pit. And I was like, "Oh shit, I'm in the pit!" And it was like peace and love, older crowd of like soft, pillowy people, and it was actually quite nice. Where it was like this older crowd.
Yeah,
it wasn't as tough as I remembered it being.
Yeah. That's sweet. That's good. Yeah.
But Strife, tell me about Strife.
Listen to them. Strife, they're from Southern California. Actually, I was in a band with the guitar player for a little bit. We it was kind of more of a pop, it was a pop band, a little bit more like Lifetime, like kind of that whole, a little bit of Saves the Day kind of thing.
Cool.
But yeah, I signed they're called Turn Down, I believe. And Turn Down. And we signed them on this record label sessions that I worked for. And then somehow, I don't even know if they really kicked out their singer, but they just like, hey, it was right after my band Fury 66 broke up. And like, oh, you should sing for Turn Down. And I really liked them. And I thought they could, I thought they actually had potential to do something good. And they are LA, and I'm like, sure, I'll go down there, So I was going down to LA with them and playing with them. This band Turned Down, but and then met all the guys in Strife. Rick, fucking one of those guys, the singer, is just like a maniac on stage. Will fucking bash his head with the microphone. He'll be bleeding everywhere, and then like meeting him, he's the sweetest, nicest dude. I fucking love that. It's like such a sweetheart, like we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're part of the Southern California hardcore straight edge. They were straight, like all about straight edge. Not so much anymore. Some of the guys are still straight edge in the band. They play once in a while. So they were about that. and they sound a lot like, and they did it well though. Oh shit, I can't even think of the band right now. But anyway, like Judge, they sounded a lot like Judge. I don't know if you ever listened to Judge, but Judge is another band that they don't really have breakdowns. They're just like that driving kind of. Yeah, Sick of It All is another one that has fucking great breakdowns too. But yeah, Strife, check them out. They're dope.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Next on my list.
Yes.
Okay, next on my list is like a specific memory. War on Women. The song is Roe v. World.
That's a good song. I never heard it before. I listened to some of those songs. That's a fucking amazing song.
Yeah,
a couple of the songs on there I haven't heard before, and they're great, dude.
Yeah, it has like this kind of experimental Black Flag kind of feel to it.
Yeah, yeah.
But the song, obviously, about abortion and you know, War on Women, great, just like feminist, like melodic hardcore band. Love them. They're singers from Nashville, so I gotta represent that. Yeah. But specifically, a memory came to mind. You know, when you're at the show and the breakdown happens, and it's just like fucking magic in the room. It was at the Fest in Gainesville, Gainesville Fest. Have you ever been to a fest in Gainesville? You know, it's like a big yearly thing there.
I have not, but we got asked to play it this year. I think we're going to be out there this year.
Which band?
Hot Lung.
Hot Lung. Okay.
Yeah, we got it submitted, and I don't know, we'll be on some dinky stage on the side somewhere, but we're going to be there, I think. But I've heard of it, never been out there.
Yeah. So watching War on Women there, because I used to go every year, and it was like
a Warped Tour, but just in Gainesville kind of thing?
For middle-aged people, right? Yeah, right, it's an older crowd than Warped Tour.
Corny but cool.
Corny but cool. Like it's like the most polite rowdiness. Like I was at one of the clubs that they were having a show there, and I walk in and some dude's like, "Hey, do you have a key to do a bump with me?" And I was like, "No, man, I don't do that," and went into the stall.
Yeah.
And then I came out of the stall, and the guy was like, "I feel judged by you."
Whoa!
And I was like, "No, man, I don't care. You do blow. Like I used to do blow a lot, man. Like, do it. That's cool. That's cool." And like, yeah, and like my wife would go with me, and as a woman, she'd get bumped into, and she would say, "Hey, watch yourself," and people would be like, "Oh, I'm sorry.
You are right. I need to watch myself."
And it's like, what the like? This is the best festival ever. Like people are like open and honest with one another, right?
Love
so
that.
We should play it. It is like I don't like festivals, but I love fest.
I can't do it.
You can't?
I can't. Don't like it. I'll play them, I guess, but I don't.
Fest is it's different. It's definitely different.
Yeah.
But either way, so one year I was watching War on Women. You know, like Bikini Kill had like girls to the front. Like it was one of those moments. Like, you know, I'm an ally. I'm in the back. The women are in the front, and they go off on this song, Roe v. World, and like the breakdown is I had an abortion, and it's like it's emotional to think about it right now. It's just like how many people were just up there screaming, "I had an abortion! I had an abortion! I had an abortion!" And it was just like this cathartic acceptance of it's okay. It's okay, and almost this rebellious way as society's telling us we're wrong for caring for our bodies in that way, and just watching that like powerful emotion. It was so fucking cool. It was so good. Yeah.
And that's that part where it's like the intersections, right, of this music that connected all the things, right? Connecting to others, normalizing, speaking to the suffering, and holding it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, and like even like witnessing like women on stage, like validating an emotion that they're otherwise told they're not allowed to have too. Right? This fucking anger and like the positive movement of anger was just so fucking powerful.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. I love that band so much. War on Women all day.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. A couple of the bands I like that. I guess would it be Riot Girl stuff? But a couple of the bands that you have on there, both of them really cool too. We'll wait on that other one, but yeah.
And I do love Riot Girl stuff because Ramones core and Riot Girl are not that far off. Like
They're not,
Bratmobile, Bikini Kill, and some of the Ramones style stuff. The Ramones and Bikini Kill are not that far off, right?
Right. As far as the music,
fuck. Yeah. I saw Bikini Kill too. Oh my god!
Just recently when they came back around.
Yeah.
My wife went to that and said it was fucking amazing. Yeah.
It was the raddest thing. They obviously they hadn't played in a while, and they messed up 2 songs, and they would start the song, and then they would stop, and they didn't apologize.
Yeah.
They didn't say, "Oh no, we messed up." They were like, "Oh, okay, let's start it over."
Nice.
And it was just like full permission. It was like that felt so good to be like, we fucked something up.
Yeah. So
okay.
Cool. My wife had a cool story about the Bikini Kill show that at one point they named it because she brought our son Echo, and there was a bunch of parents there. There was people that brought their kids, and actually grandparents that brought their kids. So there was generations, right? And they were just amazed how the generations are showing up. It's very, very cool. It's dope.
Yeah, it's like very wholesome. It's strange to think this like rebellious music right now is like so wholesome. Right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, next on my list, not so wholesome, maybe kind of wholesome. Bad Religion, Anesthesia.
Yeah.
That breakdown, I mean, again, that it's almost has this raga kind of thing there, and you'll notice on my list I do like this. It almost is like reggae in some ways. This one is like blatantly has that like snare that's all delayed, but it's that one like Bad Religion in that's the like epitome of the fast, and then the chorus that just gets stuck in your head, and then a breakdown like this. That's sometimes my meditation practice, where the mind is just fucking circle pitting, and then there's the repetitive thought, the sing along, and then you stay with that, and then there's the breakdown, and that breakdown is fucking amazing. I don't know if you're familiar, but check it out. Yeah.
Barely familiar.
Really? Oh, man.
I don't know why I've never gotten into like I've owned Bad Religion's albums, and like I've like listened to them plenty of times, but something about it is just like
they've always been one of my favorite bands. Never impacted me like I talk about Descendants and Shelter and stuff like that, but Bad Religion has just always been there, always been since How Could Hell Be Any Worse? How could be any worse? But I never got into their political stuff too much, because they're very, very intelligent, very politically aware. And but now being older, I'm listening to the words more and like, oh shit, yeah, and they're spot on. They have a great book that just came out about their whole history. I forget what it's called. Do What You Want, I think is what it's called.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll listen from time to time, but like, as a kid, I didn't like them because they were too good. I always like bands that I'm like, I could do that, right? And
they're timeless too, though, man. It's like if you liked them, you're gonna like mostly they're timeless. Yeah, I can put on a Bad Religion record, and like some records, like I'll put on of stuff I used to listen to. I'm like, oh, this is not as good as I thought it was, But Bad Religion, timeless. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of Descendants is like that. Yeah, timeless.
Yeah. Descendants like are good, but there was like write the good song. Bad Religion's like I don't think I'll ever be able to do harmonies like those.
No, not at all. And the lyrical content was a little heady for me. I'm more of the like I said, the emotional part of music. I want a lot of the music I like listening to I kind of wanted to get out of myself too, especially back in the day. You know, I didn't want to have to fucking think about how fucked it was in the world. You know, it was
Yeah.
like get me out of my head a little bit. Um, in Descendants, they spoke a little bit more to the emotion too. Like I said that on that episode we did about, you know, how it got me through some shit. You know, Descendants, because they, you know, breakups and shit like that. You know, emotional stuff.
So next on my list is a good parallel with the heady and the hearty, right? The emotional and the heady,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Strike Anywhere. Like
Oh
they
my
do a
God,
great.
I love
They're
I love that
smart
band.
as shit, but they'll do some heavy emotions too.
Totally, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's yeah. Go ahead with the yeah. I want to speak to that.
Yeah,
record.
okay, yeah, I'll introduce what it is. So the specific song I have is "To the World."
To the world, yeah.
Strike Anywhere to the world.
That
And like,
chorus. Talk
I
about getting
pledge
stuck.
allegiance.
Yeah.
What's that?
Talk about getting stuck in your head.
Yeah, where it's like, I pledge allegiance to the world until the last lock breaks. None of us are free.
I pledge allegiance to the world until the last lock breaks. None of us are free.
That's like just so fucking powerful, and like that message of it is like rather intelligent, but it is like a message of interconnectedness, like breaking the locks of everything that binds us, the fucking prison systems, the, you know, the fucking meat industry or whatever it may be, or the rules we place on ourselves. It's like so rad that like none of us are free unless we break those locks. And like I got story after story about Strike Anywhere.
Oh yeah.
One of which I'm trying to think it's the ones that come to mind. Like I got kicked out of a Strike Anywhere show. There was a new club that started in Pensacola called Vinyl Music Hall. It's still around today, but their first couple shows, they started having a lot of like great bands, and hardcore bands being some of them. Strike Anywhere played one of the first shows, and I'm wasted at the show, but whatever, who isn't?
Yeah.
And within their third song, I get up on stage and I stage dive, and then some security guard just grabs me and was like, "Get the fuck out of here, no stage diving." And I'm like, huh? Like what? Like, well, could you tell me before you kick me out?
Yeah,
like,
right.
And
You said third song into it.
yeah, like right away.
Right.
And I tried to sneak back in, and no, I could not get in.
Oh man.
So I was at the bar next door, and Thomas, their singer, showed up and was like really cool to me.
That guy's
and was
super
like,
sweet. Yeah, I met him.
yeah, talked
Really
with
sweet,
me, and it was really nice. And
very humble, sweet dude.
yeah, and he's like a really nice guy. Like I've met him a bunch of times in that type of way, that he'll go up and talk to people.
Yeah.
Like,
He's part of it. He's part of the crowd. He's in there. Yeah.
I watched a Tim Berry show at Fest with him, just not knowing, you know, what he just wanted. We were eating at the same vegan food truck.
Yeah.
And like
Canadian guy. Yeah. I think.
What's that?
I think he's from Canada.
No, he's a Richmond guy.
Richmond? Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, they're very Richmond. Yeah.
Richmond, Canada, you know. I don't know why Canada. I don't know why.
The other thing is I hosted a non-residential retreat against the Stream Nashville for Brad Warner. And so Brad Warner came, and I was wearing a Strike Anywhere shirt, and he was like, "Oh, I gotta get a picture with your Strike Anywhere shirt," because he says Thomas is a part of my Sangha. And so I guess Thomas, well, what is it? The Angel City Zen Center. I guess he goes to the Angel City Zen Center.
Of course, that makes sense.
Yeah. So he's a Dharma practitioner like the rest of us. Yeah.
Yeah,
what do you got on them?
I saw that they played Santa Cruz maybe a couple times. One in particular at this, I think it was a teen center. Bonkers show, but it's a really good show. And the thing that I trip out on is that record was so fucking good, and that was it. That was it.
Exit English?
That's just it. It's just that one record.
No, they got a lot of good records.
Do they?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh, the one with Opposite Number. What's that one? That one's so fucking good.
Yeah. So why is that the only one? You need to turn me on then, dude.
Yeah, you need, like, they've been pumping out Changes of Sound. That album is really good. Well, I guess that came out before Exit English, maybe. Dead FM.
How many records?
Iron Front. They got a lot of
I
albums.
only thought there was that one record.
Dude, they got
I got to do a deeper dive.
yeah,
But I like that. I love that record. I
yeah.
think it's great.
No, they got a lot of shit out there. That's really
Yeah.
good. So yeah, check
This
it
kid
out.
that he played guitar. They started another band. Wasn't Strike Anywhere. I forget what they're called.
Yeah.
Played a little bit, and the guitar player from that band lives in Santa Cruz now, and he was asking to jam a little bit. I might rock out with him.
Hell yeah, that's cool.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, I know nothing obviously about Strike Anywhere, so we can move on. To my next one, no surprise, Shelter. Enough.
yeah.
The song Enough. And the main thing what I like about this breakdown is he does this, Ray Capo does this, Roganoff does this like weird moan or something as soon as the break is all oh or something. I'm like, oh my god, that is like his whole nervous system going too, just like into this breakdown, you know. It's super cool. So yeah, I don't have much to say. It's on one of their first records that this Shelter put out. Production's not the best, but the songs on it are so good. And that one is like super fast, where the picking's like all, and then that breakdown is fucking so cool. And it's the one of the only records that actually later he did a little bit more. He had the Youth of the Day growl came out a little bit more, but he was doing a lot more singing. And there, in that breakdown, there's one part where he has the Ray Capo growl, and I was like, "Oh, there it is!" So,
I love that shit. Like I'm Youth of Today over Shelter all day. But,
yeah. I won't hate on you.
No, but
I love Youth Today for sure. I mean, for sure. But again, like, yeah, Youth of Today for me, I don't know why it never really grabbed me, but it did help me actually my first time out of rehab. Listening to Youth of Today, I was like, a friend of mine made me a tape with that, and with I forget what record it was, but I remember it like, yes, yeah, but then I relapsed. So it didn't stick.
It happens, huh?
Yeah. What's your next?
Oh, okay, this is a band I don't really know much about. I just love this song, Petrol Girls.
That's the other side. I love that song.
Yeah, Touch Me Again.
Oh my god! At the
Petrol
end,
Girls, Touch Me Again. Never seen them. Don't know much about them. I'm assuming they're from the UK.
So good.
Yeah, Touch Me Again, where the chorus is "My Body, My Choice." The breakdown is "Touch me again and I'll fucking kill you."
Yeah.
Touch me again, I'll fucking kill you. Touch me again, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Touch me again and I'll fucking kill you. And it's like, touch me again and I'll fucking kill you, until like the whole song just like collapses and it's just the singer saying, touch me again and I'll fucking kill you.
Touch me again, I'll fucking kill you. Touch me again, I'll fucking kill you. Touch me again, I'll fucking kill you. Touch me again and I will fucking kill you.
And it's just like so fucking powerful. Once again, just hearing somebody that's like stand up for themselves.
Fucking love
and
it.
It's just like fucking so good, and it's so good for my nervous system. Once again, I'm a dude, right? But just hearing a woman just touch me again and I'll fucking kill you, and it's just like, that's hard to not feel, and it's just so good for me to light me up, to stand up for myself in the ways that I need to. Yeah, I love that shit.
And it's so, like you said, it's so fucking amazing hearing a woman just fucking, yes, fuck you. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I knew more. Wish I had more to say on it. But once again, it's just so fucking powerful, that breakdown. Yeah. What do you got next?
Well, so I definitely have a longer list than you had. But I mean, we could probably talk about all of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you probably have a bunch more that come up. But like in general, I mean, I kind of want to just... Bad Brains obviously have great breakdowns, but it's not the breakdowns. I don't think that really get me with the Bad Brains. It's more how they go from just the fucking grittiest punk shit, and the next song will be the most epic reggae song.
Yeah.
Like, and I was never a huge reggae person until I heard Bad Brains, and still I only like really Bad Brains reggae, or anything that like that style, whatever style they're doing. But that how they just fucking just bonkers flips on stage, just fucking whatever they do or did, and then just the most fucking irie reggae you could think of, in the next track. The one track they do have a really cool breakdown is on Band in DC is a really good breakdown on that one, but they do it was like vampire killers right into the Meek shall inherit the earth, right? It's this fastest fucking punk song into the fucking deepest reggae groove you could think of, and I love it. And again, on my nervous system, it's just like perfect intensity to like, okay, titration, and I love that,
Yeah, it's like a Bad Brains album is the three parts of our nervous system. Right?
Yeah,
we have the autonomic nervous system of the automatic functions, but then we have the sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight, flight, freeze response. It is the activation. It's fucking go time. And then we have the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest. It's like the reggae. It's like the hang out and chill. And it's like, as a healthy person, we should be able to move through these nervous systems of fight, flight to rest and move swiftly through those. And like, I like how Bad Brains help us move through all these aspects of our nervous system without getting stuck in one. And that's where, anxiety and depression come in, when we're stuck. We're not able to move freely. Yeah.
Well, and that's like just this topic, like on the music and our nervous system in our practice, right? And that's like, I feel like a lot of times meditation, mindfulness meditation in particular, any meditation really is like to get rid of stress or to not be stressed or to be zenned out. And it's like, no, it's to be with stress. Stress isn't a bad thing. With stress gets some shit done, but we can't always be in stress. We need that rest and digest. We need to have those tools to titrate, to be able to get that part of our brain offline, but it needs to be there. So for our survival, right? Like before it was in our survival of our species. Now it's just to fucking survive in this fucking hectic world that we live in, but the stresses aren't we're getting chased by a saber-toothed tiger. The stresses are basic driving in traffic, right? Any little fucking thing that we do is a stress, so we can't live in that. We can't live in that, and we can't live in the other either. The always just being zenned out, If we should live in one, we're gonna fucking get lost in the other somehow, So
yeah, and that's like how people. How the hell do you listen to this, right? And it's like, I remember I was working in a kitchen at a vegan restaurant, kind of hippie vibe vegan restaurant. And I was working in the back of house, like doing prep and all this. I was listening to, what's the name of that band? Blood Clot. John Joseph's recent band. And I was just fucking cranking it up. Blood Clot's a great band.
Oh yeah, I never really got totally into them.
A buddy of mine was the engineer on it out in L.A., Kyle McCauley. And they're like, how do you listen to this music? And they're like the spiritual type. And I was like, he's like vegan and Hare Krishna and all that shit, and they're like, no, like there's some rule around spirituality that you can't be aggressive, and it's totally. No, sometimes we got to be aggressive because we're going to get stuck, like you're saying. Like, we got to titrate, we got to move through, and Yeah.
And it can be the same way with meditation. How do you do that? How I can't do that. That was my story. There's no way I could do that.
What else is your mind telling you can't do? Right.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And the fact is like you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, it's so many of my groups when somebody says, "Oh, I can't meditate," and then it's like, "Well, it's cool. Don't meditate. Just sit there."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that is what meditation is.
That's actually the practice more these days. Like for people I've been offering, it's like let go of your practice. Let go of even the thought that I am meditating. Just bring awareness to what is right now. The rigidity, man. It's like, oh. And I get it. It's like, fuck, man. We want to feel better, right? We want this shit to work. Am I doing it right? Yeah. Anyway.
We want to feel better, but what is making us worse is I am, right? I have to meditate. I have to feel better. I have to solve this problem of me. And it's like, just take a break from that, even, and you'll realize that's the cause of so many of your problems is I have to grip onto life. Right? Yeah.
Just another self-help thing that's not going to work. And I say it as like, in order to feel better, we need to learn how to feel gooder, better,
the skill of feeling.
The skill of feeling. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I was listening.
You have more? I have a couple more, but these are, do you have more?
I have one more.
I want to hear it. Let's hear yours. And I have a couple more. I just wanted to speak to some of the message behind it.
So off. Keith Morris.
Yeah.
That's the one next one.
I'll say this after. Go ahead.
Yeah. So off. The song is "I Don't Belong."
I don't belong.
I don't know if it's really a breakdown. Those songs are so good; they're like a minute long. Off. Keith Morris, Black Flag, Circle Jerks. Off is right up there with Circle Jerks and Black Flag. I fucking love that band. Yeah. The story goes, I am a teacher of somebody, within Nashville. I've been a longtime teacher of this person, and they're having a get together with like a small group of people, and this person's father came into town, and this party, what they did was really cool. Everybody picks 3 songs to describe their like personality. And yeah, so we all took turns, passing the auxiliary chord and playing our songs. And I put on "Off, I Don't Belong." And my student's dad was like, "Aren't you like a Buddhist? Aren't you like a meditation teacher? This makes no sense." And it's like, no, like that's actually like an extremely emotionally vulnerable song that names a part of me that often isn't allowed. And how he's just screaming, "I don't belong, I don't belong, I don't belong." And it's like, I have a huge amount of empathy because my mind says that a lot. I go into places all the time and I just look around and I go, "I don't belong." My mind can make many reasons of why I don't belong. Totally. And it's like kind of cool, like to hear somebody that's like awesome, like Keith Morris, write a song, and he's much older than me, write a song about it. And some of the lyrics are funny too, about like pissing in the punch bowl and stuff like that. But
the "I don't belong" though, man, that is like, I think that is the core wound of fucking all of us. Yeah. It's like the sense of belonging, And I do feel like I love that, that's, he's speaking to that in a way that, we all are just searching for this homecoming, and looking all outside of us for that. But I do feel like our practice points us inward to a place where we can find that sense of belonging within, so that we are just a part of, we don't need outside things to feel like we belong. I mean, it's nice to have, right? But if we're always constantly searching, we're not even going to feel like we belong even in a place that accepts us. How many punk shows do we compare ourselves to, or how many community or sanghas that we come into like, "Oh, I'm not spiritual enough," And it's been my case. and I still deal with it, not as much as I used to. I just got asked to speak at a Buddhist Dharma Sangha place inside Santa Cruz, and I'm just like, oh man, I'm not Buddha enough. I'm not Buddhist enough. You know?
Yeah, I don't belong.
I don't belong. I'm already making it's not even till next month, and I'm like, I don't know if I belong. And they're
That's
asking
awesome.
me. I'm not. It's like, come on.
That's rad, though.
Yeah.
But it's like the ass backwards way of belonging, right?
Yes.
Like the thought arises, I don't belong, and it's like, well, how do I relate to that? Can I believe it? Well, that may lead to something troublesome. But if I dismiss it, that's going to lead to a lot of problems too. And so,
it's scary.
like Keith Morris writing a song that like celebrates it and holds space for it.
Yeah.
Makes me feel like I belong. It's just like it's so fucking strange.
Yeah.
And the more we honor that feeling, and if I go in front of a room of people, and I've done this plenty of times where I talk about that, of like, like core wound, I don't belong here. I don't even know what the here is, but my mind will say I don't belong. What that does is make the whole room feel like they belong.
Yeah.
It's like such a backwards thing that I feel like I'm weird and unique, and I know that feeling isn't weird and unique.
Yeah. Is he, when he speaks to it, is he saying I don't belong and fuck you? I don't belong. Like, is he like empowering himself because he doesn't belong?
I think it's something,
What if
honestly.
it's a punk
I
thing?
think it's political.
Yeah, political. I don't belong. Yeah, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I belong to your systems.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'll out myself here. I'm not an off fan at all.
What?
You totally think I would. I love Black Flag, love Circle Jerks, but I just didn't get it. I don't know why. They're fine, great, but I don't know, man. They're just something. Yeah. Just like, I don't know.
Well, you don't belong.
I don't belong
anymore because you are wrong.
I am wrong.
You need to go listen to more Strike Anywhere.
I do.
And just,
Apparently.
off. That's fine.
Not as punk. I don't belong anywhere. See, I told you. It's true. You're validated.
It's true.
It's true. See, I told
That's
you.
Rare, though.
That's all I was looking for, right?
What,
I was right. I don't belong.
To validate your
Okay, now what?
But like,
what if somebody?
People love off, right? Like,
yeah, fuck,
okay,
bonkers. Yeah, all my friends love them.
Yeah.
One of my friends is like every record is like, oh my god. Maybe it's that like when people around me are too like, this is the best thing ever. Like, it's cool.
It is the best thing ever, though. But
Okay.
Yeah. I get you. They got like a newer album that's like all noisy and stuff too.
Oh, really?
Which I was worried about.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they're going to get like off the deep end. No, it's still amazing. but yeah, okay. You like what you like. I'm going to try to sell you on it, but
I don't hate it. Never said that.
Yeah.
Never said that. But I'm not like the oh my god, yeah, oh my god off guy.
I am.
I love that.
But what are you?
I love that about us.
What moving forward? What else?
Now you're just shame.
What was that shame?
No. You're like, okay, let's move forward.
Oh, I'm ashamed. No, I'm not.
Yeah, you're ashamed of me.
Oh yes, I am ashamed of you.
Okay,
Yeah. That's
fine.
it.
It's fine. You can do that. This band Blacklisted. Have you ever heard Blacklisted?
No.
They're a hardcore band, Midwest somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but they have a song called Burning Monk, which is fucking amazing. Their breakdowns, their whole songs are basically just a breakdown. And if they do have like, in their parts, it's like they do a verse chorus breakdown if they do, right?
Cool.
But this song Burning Monk, and the last line, it's heavy breakdown, and at the last line it says, don't take my silence as passiveness. And I fucking love that. It's like, yes, it's like our practice is, and I love that as I'll bring it into my teaching sometimes, right? That this isn't a passive practice. This is how we are engaging with ourselves so that we can be more engaged in the world. Compassion is actually an action. It's like, it's not passive. We're not spiritual doormats. And I love that. And I think that's the message, right? The burning monk, right? It's like, the activism behind it. But I feel like our practice, we can feel so isolated and esoteric, or have to come, it has to look a certain way. And I feel like the deepest practices are how we take it from the seat to the street, how we are taking our practice into who we are, not what we do. And how many times have you been misunderstood in a group full of people, and I'm just listening, not really engaging, especially when it's just, a lot of it is chatter sometimes, and I'm just quiet and I'm listening, and it makes people uncomfortable a lot of times, and I'm listening and I'm engaging in my own way, and kind of like, I think the Buddha was, maybe the Buddha or one of the teachings is, is it, there's the three things, right, about speech, about wise speech. What are those three things, Mikey? Tell us.
True, useful, timely, kind.
Kind. So
before you speak, reflect. Is it true? Is it useful? Is it timely? Is it kind? That's the one you're speaking to?
Yep. Yeah, and a lot of times, none of them, or most of them, there's nothing, that will come out, that is going to be all of those together, so I feel like that silence is a practice of being, especially in community sometimes, is just not engaging,
Well, like, yeah, what's the phrase again? Silence.
What was that?
What was the phrase
Don't
again?
take my silence as passiveness.
Yeah.
Or
And
don't
like,
mistake my silence as passiveness.
and it doesn't feel like, when you say sometimes it makes people uncomfortable, it makes people uncomfortable because it's a completely undefended place of like just connection.
Yeah.
And like, my therapist does that. My therapist, I have the best therapist in the world. He's a Buddhist teacher and a Episcopal minister, and he's a doctorate or divinity. He's great, and he's got like years of education, years of just experience. And when I go to see him, we meditate. He rings the bell, and he just looks at me.
Yeah.
Doesn't say a thing. And it's like such a powerful thing to just have him bear witness to me. And if I want to say something, I say something. If I want to sit there with just feeling his presence, he'll wait till I'm ready to speak, right? And it is uncomfortable at times.
Yeah.
But it's that discomfort that cuts through the bullshit and it's like fucking seen.
Yeah.
It's the Mr. Rogers method. I don't know if Mr. Rogers would do that too. Yeah, just
sit in silence.
Just sit in silence until something needs to be said.
Yeah. Yeah, and they have another song called "Do You Feel?" And I wonder if the singer's a meditator, because the lyrics to that, the whole last part is "Do you feel?" Just chanting it over and over again. But it's speaking about opening your eyes and witnessing the feelings, being with the feelings. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's so good. Do you feel like we do? Isn't that that another Nashville person? I see him around town. Who's the guy? Peter Frampton.
Oh, really?
Do you feel like we do?
Oh,
like,
my God.
The talking guitar.
Yeah, that vocal thing. The wow,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah.
I used to see him around town and stuff.
Oh, really?
Like that. But so side story. I just saw Pearl Jam.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. And he Peter Frampton came on stage and played. Oh God, I can't. That one song that goes do 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 do. What's that?
Corny and cool.
Corny and cool. It was definitely a corny and cool night. It was like 90s grunge night, and I've never been a big Pearl Jam fan, but my brother is, and so he came into town. My wife works for a company that has box seats. So we just like, we just went to the box, and it was like so cool. The raddest part of the whole thing was I saw Pearl Jam 30 years ago play with the Ramones.
Oh,
and
really?
It was like almost exactly 30 years this Pearl Jam show was. And Joey Ramone sang Sonic Reducer, the Dead Boy song with Pearl Jam.
Wow.
And Pearl Jam played Sonic Reducer that night 30 years later. And it was so cool. Yeah, it was so cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah. So that was a great time.
Yeah.
I knew a good amount of Pearl Jam songs too. I was impressed. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever listened to Pearl Jam.
Even Flow is the one.
Yeah. I think they played that. Yeah.
That's the only one I really know. Not a huge Pearl Jam fan.
A lot of people were though. It was I didn't know I was such a big fan, but it was a lot of fun.
I like that guy Eddie Vedder's solo shit. His acoustic shit is really good
with the ukulele.
Yeah. I like it. I like his solo shit. Have you another band that? So there was a band called there's this band that like kind of pop punk screamo band, Senses Fail. Have you heard that band?
I know of them. I definitely did not like screamo.
The singer was so they did this hardcore record. Like some of their shit was kind of hardcore, but not really. It's more kind of whiny vocal. But they did a hardcore record, and it's all Dharma. The singer started working with Pablo Das, and was going Against the Stream.
Wow.
And they did a whole record, and it was fucking heavy as fuck. What is it called? Holy shit! Oh, Pull the Thorn. It's like Pull the Thorn from My Heart. That Rumi poem, I believe. But the whole record is all Dharma. There's one song they're chanting. He's like at the end. He's like, "Take refuge."
What?
Yeah, you got to check it out. Pull the Thorn. Yeah, the whole record is all Dharma. Every song.
And working with Pablo Das, which I would sit retreats and he would be like playing his guitar.
Is he
still around? What's he up to?
I don't know. I've seen him pop up on socials once in a while. I like Pablo a lot. Really, really sweet person. But yeah, I sat some retreats with him, and actually after I think there would be either after the retreat or some of the at night. I think it was Eslin. There'd be a whole group of us, and we'd sit in the hall, and he would just fucking play songs and do his little commentary. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it was like playing music at something like that. It could go south, and he did it well. Right? Have you ever done it? Have you ever brought in like an acoustic to when you're? I've done it once. I did it once, and I'm like, it went over pretty good, but I'm like, I don't know if I can do that.
I always teach with Andrew Chapman, and we have our set thing we do every night. So it's the sweetest thing. So I do sing.
Oh, yeah.
So every night at the last sit, because some people skip out on the last sit, so we do it like special, like the very last sit of the night. What we do is we end that sit a little bit early.
You're talking about retreats.
On retreat, on our residential retreats. Like lights are out, the last meditation of the night. Some people have gone to bed, and we end the meditation early. And Andrew reads a bedtime story, like a child, because he has kids, or a kid. And so he reads like a child's book to them. Nice. And then I sing a metta song, a loving kindness song to them. We all sing it. By the end of the retreat, we're all singing it together. And by the end of the retreat, everybody's like piled up on each other, listening to children's stories and stuff like that. And it's like a really sweet way to regulate ourselves after a hard day of meditation, to be like children, I
love that.
Yeah.
What's the metta? Is it a metta song you made up?
No, I learned it from Panyawati, Venerable Panyawati. Yeah, I'm not going to sing it, but
You're not. Or I'm not.
I won't sing it right now. But if you go on retreat with me, I got a retreat July 16th through the 20th in Swanee, Tennessee. You will hear me sing this song if you sign up for that retreat at floweringlotusmeditation.org.
Nice. Love it. When is that?
July 16th through the 20th.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you coming out?
Probably not.
All the way to
Summer is going to
Tennessee.
be pretty packed with the things I got to do here.
Yeah.
I had a retreat that I was going to go sit in Colorado, but I can't go right. I signed up before the building stuff happened. Now I just got to get this place rolling, and then I'm good.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I got one retreat talk. I'm going
Yeah.
on retreat in 2 weeks.
You are?
in Missouri.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who are you going to sit with?
Delson Armstrong. Delson Armstrong's the teacher. It's a tranquil wisdom insight meditation. So
Tranquil Wisdom. I like
it's
it.
just Metajana, but
Yeah.
they have a funny name. Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, doing loving kindness for 10 days. It's so good.
Get a retreat in. Really long.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. We did
What's
it.
next?
I don't have anything next. I'm good.
I don't have anything next either.
Yeah, I think we did an episode.
We did it. Okay.
We did it. Yes.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We keep it short and sweet.
Yeah. Emotional breakdowns.
Emotional breakdowns. And if you are listening and you're inspired, what is your song? What is your favorite part of a song? What is your favorite part of punk song, hardcore song, and how can you relate to it? Yeah. What's your emotional breakdown? What's your sing-along chorus?
Yeah. Yeah.
The repetitive thought in your mind chorus.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Punks on Hope. We did it again. Join the movement. Like, subscribe, rate. Email us at punksonhopepodcast@gmail. Say what's up. Stay connected. I think that's all I got.
That's it.
All right. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Later.